Hi, my name is Michelle, and I was about 7 or 8 when I started having thoughts, voices. I would hear that I'm not worthy, you're not worthy, you shouldn't even been born. I just felt unwanted and just I felt I always felt sad, and I wasn't sure what was going on, why I was hearing these thoughts of not feeling accepted or wanted. And so I would just hear things. You shouldn't have been alive. You should kill yourself. So even at a young age, I thought, well, let me find something to take, and I just want to go to sleep and not wake up. I had been abused, and that's just something that you don't talk about. And I feel like after that is where, the feeling of not just wanting to be living came from. So I went ahead and found pills at that young age, and that was my first time that I tried to kill myself. I took the pills, and I woke up the next day. It just made me sick. That just continued to happen. I just was dealing with a lot of pain and just chaotic things that was going on in my childhood at that time. I had another attempt, but this time I did try to ask for help. I did go to a counselor at my school, and that just didn't work. At that time, I felt that I just had to live with this feeling and just go on. And when the voices came, I tried to fight it, but nothing was working. So my second attempt, I tried to do the same thing. I thought, well, I can't deal with this anymore. I don't want to be alive. I took something else, and all it did was make me sick as well. When that didn't work, I just went to other things to numb my pain. I lived my life dealing with these voices that were always telling me I wasn't worth it or good enough. On my third attempt of suicide, it was an awful night, one that I thought, I really have to do it this time. It's got to work. I'm older now. I know how to do it. My husband wasn't allowed to be with me at that time. It was a very chaotic relationship, and we were separated. But I was so bound in my addiction, and also feeling I needed him. I wanted him there, and he didn't want me. He didn't want me. At that point, I felt, okay, that's it. I'm done. I can do it. I'm tired of living. And the voices came again saying, you see, you can't make it with anybody. Your daughter's better off without you. I agreed with those voices, and I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And so I looked through my cabinets, and I got some prescription medication that I had, and I started taking them. And I downed like half the bottle. I was drinking alcohol, and I said, I just want to fall asleep and never wake up. And I believe even at that time, my husband had texted me, and at that time, that's when I started taking everything, but I still answered him and said, don't worry, you don't have to worry about me anymore. At that time, I started feeling like I was losing consciousness and I was passing out. And I heard banging on my door. And I could hear him screaming to let him in, and I wasn't going to. I hurried to try to take the last of the pills before I could pass out. And what I remember is him breaking down the door. So he broke down the door, and he came in, and I was on the kitchen floor, and he stuck his fingers down my throat and had me start throwing it up, and he immediately got help. I had to pump my stomach. So I was taken to a mental rehabilitation center to get help. I was there for about going on 2 weeks, until I learned what to say. I didn't want to be in there anymore. I was ready to get out. So I learned to put those thoughts aside and just go on with life. I continued to live with that afterwards, but I got into more things that I shouldn't have. Alcohol numbed it. Drugs numbed it. I knew it wasn't right, but I coped with when the voices started attacking me. Because at one point it got to where, I thought I'd be okay, and I would just be driving and I would hear, okay, here comes that truck. Just drive into it. You can drive into that truck. Just go kill yourself. Nobody wants you. Nobody needs you. And I would try to fight it and say, no, this can't be how my life should be. I knew that I needed to get back into church. I knew that I needed to turn to God. I started coming to church, and I started learning about deliverance and the deliverance ministry. I started to know about that suicide spirit, and that's what I had. And I was able to get delivered and set free from the suicide spirit. It was something that's actually been tormenting not only me, but my family. I know that I had to cancel that curse from my family, cancel it from my bloodline, so that way it doesn't pass to my children or my grandchildren. I know my purpose. I know my purpose now. And I know that the enemy did not succeed with me. I know that I'm here, and I know that I'm here to help set captives free that are dealing with the same thing that I've been dealing with, that I've dealt with. Not anymore. I just thank God for delivering me. God is not going to leave you where you're at. You need to get help if you're feeling this way. There's somebody out there to help you. That's what I did. I got help, and I'm able to be free from it now. I don't have any thoughts, even with talking about it right now, just thinking about those memories. I've been delivered from those past memories that when it was brought up to me, just to think that I was really set free from that spirit of suicide. If I could just say to that person that is thinking of suicide, don't do it. Don't believe the lies of the enemy. God has a plan for your life. There's a purpose for you. Please don't do it. You've got to give it to God, and He will be your rock. He will get you through it. There is a way out.